So today is the cast reveal, backdrop reveal, house reveal for Gobby's next top model, Gothic Chic. I'm very excited. Like I mentioned, have spent a lot of time working on all of these things to have it prepared for this week, but also to have it kind of prepared for the whole season, because as some of you know, I started this lovely thing, which is time consuming as well. So I needed to make sure that I had everything kind of good to go and ready to go for the duration of the season, so that I also have a chance to focus on this lovely thing and really give this the attention that it deserves. So more on that later. There probably should be like a ding sound effect that goes along with that. But yes, I essentially wanted to make sure that, am I out of focus for any? Oh, it's my hand. That would do it. Yeah, that would do it. So I wanted to make sure that that was going to be good, finalized, done, ready to go. And in doing so, I may have gone a little ham. Now, Patreons all know this. No, you know what? I'm actually going to reveal that later. Fuck it. I'm going to reveal that later. Yes, I am. And no, Prodigy has not, which is a little frustrating, but also I'm trying not to let elements out of my control become things that I like stress about, because me stressing about it doesn't make it move quicker, if that makes sense. So I just kind of need to like do what I can with what I have, and then that'll have to just sort of be something I work on down the line. So with all of that being said, we're about to reveal the cast for Gobby's next top model, Gothic Chic. We're about to reveal the houses that we'll be using, alongside talking through a couple of different changes this season. Now, Patreon members have gotten early access to a lot of this. For anyone who's not a Patreon member, this is your time. This is your time to shine. But there are a couple of changes that I also have not told the Patreons about, because I want it to be, I still want to have some mysteries in the season. I don't want it to literally be like, you all know everything that's going to happen throughout the season. So certain things will be revealed, other things will not be revealed. There are a couple twists. I don't want... The twists this season are a little bit different. The twists this season are not necessarily like it changes the entire structure of a season, it changes the entire format, changes all these things. It's more like a fun little thing that's going to flip the script temporarily, which will then affect everything sort of moving forward. But it's not going to change the entire like structure. I'm talking too much about it. So there's a couple ways we can do this. I can either play the trailer, and then we can talk about the models individually and welcome them all sort of to the cast, or we can welcome them to the cast one by one and then play the trailer. What do we think? I feel like
a follow? Wow,
the trailer
thanks so
first
much.
makes sense. And also, Mac Attack, first off, stellar name. That looked like, again, weed, not me. But Mac Attack, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobby. We can't wait to corrupt you, or if you're already corrupted, you were in the right place. Welcome in. Do I just rip the Band-Aid off and reveal the trailer? I feel like, you know what? It's been so bloody long. You all deserve it. You all deserve it. It's been a long casting process. So without further ado, I'm gonna cut off the music. This is very, very serious.
It's showtime. Ooh, girl. You're in for a treat. Is this the intro?
I think this is the intro.
Wait, the intro to what?
Gobby's next top model. Gobby's next top.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gobby's next top model.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
10 contestants, 1 crown. Who will take home the grand prize? Let's find out.
Who will it be? Is it me? Yes, please. I am the next top model.
Are you ready to meet the model?
Ion X27.
Bathory, Donna Obscura, Edgar Raven, Ember Moon, Endora Wakefield, Greta Goth, Lida Valdez, Ophelia Cordeleon, and Spilda T.
Gobby's next top model is all about diversity, inclusivity, and celebrating the world that we see around us. We want to uplift, we want to encourage, and we want to celebrate everyone, everywhere.
So kick back, join in, and let's crown
Ooh, okay, let me put the music back on because I couldn't tell and I hated that awkward silence afterwards. So, welcome to the brand new cast of Go's Next Top Model, season Gothic Chic. What the shit? Fucking very, very excited about this cast. Now, this was a very particularly difficult casting because there were so many models that I was like, okay, you add them in and it changes the whole dynamic of the models. So please know that if your model was not cast, it literally was like a puzzle that could be made any different way. And I just had to decide on one particular way. I'm really excited about this cast. Really, really, really excited about this cast. But the good thing for the Patreons is that it isn't the only cast for this season.
It's showtime.
Ooh, girl. You're in for a treat.
Is this the intro?
I think this is the intro.
Wait, the intro to what?
Gobby's next top model. Gobby's next top. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gobby's next top model.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
8 contestants, 1 crown. Who will take home the grand prize? Let's find out.
Who will it be? Is it me? Yes, please. I am the next top model.
Are you ready to meet the model? From Temple, it's Ari Reigns. From Proddy, it is Adam Ambert. From Sensi Play Sims, it is Belisande Marquis. From Mind of Jessie, it is Dahlia Deville. From Eclair, it is Juliette. From Cookies Are a Catherine Food, it is Juan Nightingale. From Avi's Glitter, it is Splendid Mama. And from some random guy, it is Bathilda
Gobby's
Nightblood.
next top model is all about diversity, inclusivity, and celebrating the world that we see around us. We want to uplift, we want to encourage, and we want to celebrate everyone, everywhere.
So kick back, join in, and let's crown
So, the reason why I'm so tired today is because I had to set up an entire second season of Gobby's Next Top Model. So essentially what I usually do across the span of maybe 4 months, I had to do in a week. I love that for me. Now, look, I knew what I was getting myself into. But the one thing I did not anticipate is that in order for these two to be running at the same time, is that I had to actually double up everything also in the streaming software and the Stream Deck. Which, as you all know, do you remember that big gap between seasons where I was upgrading Gobby's Next Top Model? Yeah. So I also ended up having to do that within the same week as prepping the 2 seasons. Now, I know what you're all gonna say. Aaron, it's too much. Well, it's done. So there's nothing I can do about it now. My hands are tied. My hands are tied. I'm happy with it because what this actually means, and hear me out. While it was a lot of work, it was mainly tedious, not necessarily stressful and not necessarily overwhelming. It was just tedious. It's a lot of repeating things, a lot of selecting particular settings, a lot of copy and pasting, a lot of duplicating, a lot of stuff. But we've been talking about doing Gobby's Next Top Model mini seasons for a very, very long time. And I've always said, like, I don't know if I have the time to do it. I don't know how I would do it. I don't know how we would even go with running 2 seasons at the same time. I now have the means to have mini seasons running at the same time as regular seasons. And for that, I'm very happy. Let me just, so that my music comes back on. I'm very happy. Very, very happy. Because this means, again, that I have done all the prep work for setting up a brand new season. Now it's just changing everything over, which is still admittedly, time consuming, but. Winners seasons, first outs seasons, all-stars does not have to interrupt regular seasons. All-stars can happen alongside or in between the prep of other seasons. It kind of makes sense to, while we're prepping for the next season of All-Stars or the next season of Gobby's Next Top Model, to have a mini season running. It means charity seasons can come back. It means like whatever random models that start with the letter B, we can have any sort of one of those little seasons running alongside and not interrupting regular seasons, which I really enjoy, because as much as I love the prep seasons for Gobby's Next Top Model, it is nice to have a little something kind of running alongside the prep, something that's a little more like, it's not necessarily going to be like, think about it like RuPaul's Drag Race, right? You have your regular seasons of RuPaul's Drag Race, which sort of is like your big sort of, yes! You've got your All-Stars, which is fun, but they kind of change things up every now and again. They keep it fresh. Then you've got like sort of franchises, little branches off that like have their own kind of fun little things to them. So I'm excited about that. I don't think it's necessarily adding a shit ton of extra work to my plate because of how I've set everything up. To get it set up was a lot of work, yes, but now that it is set up, I'm really happy with it. I'm really, really happy with it because it's not invasive to the regular seasons. Everything is still attached to my little thing here. I don't have to like, I'm happy with it. And I'm gonna stand in my happiness with it. Now, what I will say about the Patreon season is that it will not be in a live stream format for now. What I would like to trial out with this Patreon season is that I film it off stream and then I upload it to YouTube and have that link go to the Patreons. And so that way, it's not necessarily another sort of 6-hour sort of commitment that everyone has to sort of make if they want to watch it, if they don't want to miss out on the Patreon season, but they don't have fucking, these episodes go on for a really long time. So I don't want anyone to feel obliged to then spend also a part-time job's worth of time watching this show when half the time it's me just sort of like clicking around the place anyway. So I thought if I was to do it off stream, then I'd be able to get through it, not necessarily quicker, but without sort of all of the other elements that go into streaming. And then that way you get like a bit more of a condensed episode where it's more like watching the TV show itself as opposed to interacting with the TV show itself. So I'd like to trial that out for this season. If people are like, it doesn't really work unless it's a live stream format, then that's something we'll look at. We can do like live streams on Patreon or things like that. But I would like to give this a go. I'd like to see how it works. So with that being said, we've got 2 sets of casts to get to know. Now, the Patreon cast is actually completely made up of Patreon judges and then obviously one for myself just to make the numbers even. and it will follow a similar like All-Stars format of non-elimination for the first couple of weeks, then there'll be a culling and then a second culling, etc., etc. All the patrons will still be able to vote for these photos and images and things like that. I am not going to be forcing any of the panelist judges to be joining that other season. I'm not expecting anyone to be on call. I'm not expecting any of that. If they'd like to give their judging sort of like off screen, similar to how like patrons do it, so more than welcome. But again, I don't want this to become a thing where you feel obliged to either commit or watch. It's simply there as like a fun extra, not necessarily as like a, if you want to keep up with the world, with the community, you have to sort of be part of those things. It's definitely not one of those things, and it's not something that we're trying to like gatekeep. It's just an extra fun something. And eventually when those seasons finish and patrons have seen that entire season, it will be put on YouTube and become public for everyone to watch. So it's not like it's completely gate-kept by a paywall and you won't get to see the season if you haven't joined the Patreon. You will still get to see the season, you'll just get to see it once all of the episodes have been filmed and finished, and then you kind of get it all in one go. You can kind of like binge watch it in one go. I'm really excited about it. I'm really, really happy with it. I think it's going to ironically actually like keep things kind of chugging for me and not sort of feel like there's these sort of like ebbs and flows of, whoo. So I'm really excited. I'm very, very keen, but we do have to get to know the models. However, before we do that, I do think it's important that we say hello to another, oh yeah, because I kept fucking going, another trailer.
Judges, assemble.
Angel, Leah, Bubble, say hi.
Hi, it's us, the judges panel.
Angel, Leah, and Bubble.
We are icons and champions, plus we're hot.
Angel,
Leah, Bubble, this guy.
So, when I said I was a busy bee, I was a very, 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 very busy bee. I'm really quite like shocked with how much I managed to do, but very like proud and impressed. So I don't remember if this is the, oh yes, we'll get to that. Actually, no, fuck it. Let's pull this up now. So this is the GobbysGayming model Gothic Chic Streamcast cheat sheet. I really could not have made that sentence harder for myself, but alas, here we are. So this will be on Discord during the episodes for you to go in and like sort of have a look. If you're not really sure who's who, you're struggling with names, you're not sure about pronouns, this lovely little cheat sheet device is there for you to use that you can keep referring back to. The reason I want it to be like an image on Discord is so that you can actually zoom in on anything if you need to. I know that it's a little hard to read from far away, but I'm assuming if you're going to the cheat sheet, it's because you want to check one specific detail as opposed to sort of like have it all going. If you want to have it up on like another screen while you're watching, totally understand, but it is here if you would like to use it. Feel free to download it, the whole shebang. And we also have one because again, it's me for the Patreon cast as well. Yay! Aaron did way too much as per usual. Now, this will also be on the Discord, of course, but I'll also pop this in Patreon by itself so that Patreon members can kind of have this and refer back to it, and I'll link it as well. I need to remember to do that. I'll either pop it in the post or link it in the Patreon post with the episode. So there are those two things. I love that I'm just like, things that took me hours to do. I'm just like, yep, here we go for 5 seconds. Let's have a look, slay. But that's kind of how the episode is. So with that being said, I would love to go in and revisit some of the models, not necessarily look at any of their outfits, but maybe just sort of go back through the backstory, congratulate the creators. I don't want to like harp on about it for too long because obviously you will get to know them throughout the season. But reminding everyone that because this is a regular season, we are back to eliminations. So there are some stakes in voting and where you place your bonus points and the other assorted dangers of elimination-based seasons. So, steaks, yum. Oh, Quinny, you can have me medium rare any time. Oh. Love that for me, yeah. I just have a question. Will a certain model get special treatment because the guy created them? Hamlets, I love that you think that I'm going to special treat my own children and not be so harsh on them that everyone's almost like, okay, like give them a break. Like, relax, give them a break. Again, the fun thing about the Patreon judges season is that we're all kind of on somewhat even footing because Patreon judges... Oh, actually, I need to maybe work out, can I not vote for Vathilda? That's a silly rule to have, I've just realized, because literally then Vathilda would get 0 points every single week and then, anyway. However, are you gonna treat your child like how I treated Belinda? Absolutely not. I think Vathilda's gonna kill it, but you all know that I'm also very objective and that if I have a favorite, it doesn't mean they automatically sort of win every week. It sometimes does mean that I am a little bit harsher on them. But if you all think that I'm being too biased towards Vathilda, please let me know and I will reassess. But personally, I do think I can be impartial to Vathilda, despite Vathilda being the best thing that's ever walked this earth. But I can be impartial during the photo shoots. I want my steak to be able to be revived by CPR. That's how I like my steak. I'm not sure what, is that like a reference to veganism or is that like you want it alive when you're eating it? Asking for a friend. Asking for a friend. So what I'm actually gonna do, I'm gonna pop you all on the BRB. I need to go to the bathroom. The surprise poop for today is that I haven't actually pooped yet. So, true, your faves often lose. Hamlets, I don't think a fave of mine has won. So maybe that doesn't bode well for Vathilda. But team, I will be back in just a moment. We'll go through all the models, but yeah, I need to go to the bathroom. So BRB, and see you soon. That for me was like speedy. Oh, you should also, if I'm not on stream, the amount of time that I could spend in that bathroom, oh, you have no idea. But yeah, I fell into the toilet. Let's all try and poop at the same time. We'll have to time it. Everyone hold, we all go at the same time, and then we do like a stopwatch thing, all right? And to make sure no one's cheating, we're just gonna have to film, okay? We're gonna have to film like our foreheads so that we know what's happening at the same time. I don't make the rules. I don't make the rules, I'm so sorry. Okay, so let us get to know some of our wonderful cast members. I do have these broken into some smaller groups because obviously I can't have 10 in one go. So I just randomly selected 5 and 5. Let's start with this first group. Oh, this is a fun group too. Okay, so. Where is, let's hope that this works. Okay, I changed over some chords on the weekend because I tried to get Josh to play Baldur's Gate before we even get to meet the cast team. Oh, this is really upsetting. So I've been trying to get Josh to play Baldur's Gate for a really long time, basically since I started playing Baldur's Gate, thank you, Catherine. And they didn't like it. They didn't like Baldur's Gate, which means that they don't want to play Baldur's Gate. And my heart broke a little bit. Wait, where's my sad music? Where's my sad music? Let's go. I know I said nice things about Josh a little while ago, but I think they're gonna have to go. I can't live like this. So yeah, it's a really good, yes, it is a good thing that a lot of you really enjoy Baldur's Gate because otherwise I'd be very upset. Just sort of permanently upset, in a state of permanent upset. But yeah, if you see me streaming Baldur's Gate, it's because Josh doesn't care for Baldur's Gate, and I really do. Before or after you were yelling at them to pass the screwdriver? This was before. This was Saturday. And they really, like when I say they really didn't like it, they really didn't like it. They really didn't like it. They said they don't like waiting during the combat. And I was like, well, babe, it's turn-based combat strategy. Like, oh, can't I just like button bash? No, you can't. Love you, but no. I get it though, because same. I understand. I do understand. It's fine. It's fine. You know, we can't all be perfect. And, you know, Josh has their flaws. And their biggest flaw is that they're a murderer. But then their second biggest flaw is that they don't like Baldur's Gate. And I'm going to have to be at peace with that. So, moving on from Josh, this is the wonderful Greta Goth. Now, we met Greta, obviously, in our casting stream. We met all of these models in our casting stream, but one, which we'll get to. Let me open up my lovely little Notion so that I can make sure I get all of our info correct. All right, so if I head on over to our lovely Gobby's next top model. So, Greta uses she, her pronouns and was created by one of our panelist judges, Spicy Leah. Oh, no, not that one, this one. Now, what that means for Greta is that Greta is actually losing out on ever being voted for by Leah. So Leah is not allowed to vote for Greta Goth in any of the circumstances. So Greta is kind of coming into this with a slight disadvantage. What I would say is that even if Leah was allowed to vote, Leah would be very, very impartial. So I'm not worried about that whatsoever. Anyway, on that note, I better get my butt to bed. Mwah. Please, Athie, enjoy your sleep. Enjoy your sleep. And get lots of it because we've got Baldur's Gate to fucking get to, you know? Well, there's no time for sleep. We gotta destroy the absolute.
That's really nice of you.
Bug.
ILY, it's Prime, don't yell.
I will. What if I don't yell? What if I just say it really? What if I kill it with kindness? Bug? Why are you being nice to me? We don't do that. No, we don't do that. No, Bug, we don't. I don't know. It's not as effective. I cry from joy. Shit, no, that's not. But you are nice to me. Well, I'm allowed to be nice to you because I make the rules, but I don't make any of the rules. Athie, good night. Mwah. I love you very much. Hypocrite. Oh my God, Bug, don't say awful things about yourself like that. Seriously. I would never describe you as a hypocrite because I pronounce it hypocrate. All right. So, oh fuck, I just pressed the wrong thing. Now, Greta was actually voted in by last season's winner, Mystical Quinny. Where's my... So, Greta was chosen by last season's winner, Mystical Quinny, which is very interesting again because out of this cast, I only picked 3 out of the 10. Every other member of this cast was picked by either a previous winner, a judge, or the Patreon members, or all of you. So I don't have a lot of say in this cast, which is interesting because I also gave Patreon access to everyone this season. Usually I do like a little short list, but this season I was like, you know what? Fuck you all. This is a tough season to cast. Good luck. Here's everyone. And everyone was like, what the fuck? No, can you narrow it down? I was like, no, I can't. I just can't. Interesting. So next up, we do have one of my choices, which is a start battery. Aaron washing his hands of responsibility as usual. Ah, Catherine, how dare you come in here and speak truth immediately? Also, I'm not here. I'm not even speaking. Who was I just speaking to? An anomaly? Who knows? Catherine, I don't feel like I covered for you very well. If I get you in trouble, I'm really sorry. I'm not a very good actor, evidently. So, next up we have the wonderful Astart Bathory, who uses she, her pronouns. Now, Astart was made by Zazzy Kitten. Now, as you all know, Zazzy Kitten is a previous Gobby's Next Top Model winner. So, Zazzy Kitten is the creator of Byron Parks, Byron fucking, yes, love. And I believe, actually, that Zazzy is our reigning regular season champion. I believe Byron was the last model to win a regular season. Didn't they win Secrets? I believe so. I'm in the office, so you do not perceive me. I do not perceive you, Catherine. Enjoy your office. Ghost of Catherine, that's a good way to put it. Catherine, I do not perceive. We do not perceive. So I chose Astart. Now, one of the reasons I chose Astart is because, similar to Byron, they were so eclectic and they had so many different, like, ultra unique outfits, options, aesthetics that I just sort of went, I feel like we would be missing out if we didn't see how someone like Astart would go in this competition. Because it may be like Byron, where they just sweep every week. It's just so good. Or they could be really hindered by these backdrops that don't match the eccentricity of their outfits. So I am really, really curious to see how Astart goes. Very, very curious. Next up in our beautiful regular season, we don't really need to do a drum roll, but I'm going to do a drum roll anyway. We have another one of my picks. It is Ember Moon. Now, Ember Moon also uses she, her pronouns. I love that. We have 5 cisgendered women, and the first 3 are literally here in this group. So, Ember Moon was created by Naya, or Naya, whichever pronunciation you prefer depending on your accent. Now, Ember Moon is very, very exciting to me because they have, one, a completely different face structure to a lot of the other Sims. But secondly, I think they're a little bit of an underestimated dark horse. And as you all know, a model that comes in slightly underestimated. I love it. It really, because they come out of nowhere and you kind of go, what the fuck? Which in Secrets was Byron, because Byron was my 11th model. And it makes sense because they won, so I don't regret what I did. So again, Ember being one of my choices, I really liked how different they were from every other submission. Again, we're not going through outfits because I do want to keep some sort of, you know, with the new season. So next up, I believe actually, let me double check. Let me go to, this is their first time competing as a model in Gobby's Next Top Model. So that's a little choose there. They are the creator of one of our favorite photo shoots from last season, which was Church Secrets. You'll remember this was also in the All-Star season because the backdrop was that fucking good. So this is their first time competing as a model, which again, very exciting. There's a good mix of like some seasoned veterans, some previous winners, and some brand new entrants into the Gobby's Next Top Model sphere. So speaking of which, another first time is Spill the Tea with Symmetry. Oh, I could say Symmetry, but it's Symmetry. There we go. And Simtronics, hello lovely. Of course, the closed captions, absolutely. If I have forgotten to turn on my closed captions, which happens very rarely, you will see me distraught. I'm like, fuck. But yes, closed captions. Closed captions always. So we've got the wonderful Spill the Tea and also Simtronics, hello, welcome in. Created by Simidre. Now, Spill the Tea is representing the he, him community. Because cisgender people need more representation. Very important, very important. So, Spill the Tea by Simidre. Now, as you all remember, Simidre submitted last season for Season Secrets with their mother from their 100 baby challenge. This is one of that model's children. So there's some sort of like revenge aspects coming in here of, you didn't cast my mum, so I'm coming in to sort of rock some shit up. They are so beautiful. They are so beautiful. Just you wait. Just you wait. Actually, I could also be doing these. This is actually probably a good test to see if they actually do work. So far we've introduced ourselves to now, I've changed the file and the format for a lot of these videos so that it isn't so intensive on my computer. So hopefully it doesn't crash the stream. Then we met. And now we have did you see those photos of Spill the Tea? When I was photographing them for the season, I fell in love, okay? I fell in love. And now my drink is squirting at me. I fell in love. So Spill the Tea is the last of my 3 choices in the competition. So we've met Astarte, we've met Ember. Oh my God, I didn't even play Embers. Again, that dark horse. When you see Ember Moon here, you're like, okay, yeah, cool. I think I get your aesthetic. I think I know you. And then they pull out these. That headshot, don't. Now, you also may be recognizing some new poses, as Mystical Quinny pointed out immediately. Quinny was on it. There are new poses this season. Now, a lovely community member shared a new pose pack in the GobbysGayming Discord. And I was like a bit skeptical at first, and then I downloaded them and I went, oh, this is gonna change a lot. This is going to change a lot. So I'm excited to see it because a lot of them are very like same, but they are heavily reliant upon angles. I'm talking like the difference between this, this and that completely changes the photo. So I'm very keen, very keen. It has replaced some of our original poses. Some of them we didn't necessarily like, but some of them were our favorites. So it's going to be I'm curious to see what happens when we lose some of our like favorite poses, our favorite go-tos as well. That when they don't have access to that, what would we constitute as like fierce? What would we constitute as like stunning? So I'm very curious. Again, lots of little moving parts to keep things nice and interesting. So we were talking about Spill the Tea again, the last of my choices and a first-time competitor from Simadrea, who also streams, so you should check them out, they're wonderful. Next up, representing our lovely NB community, we have the lovely Endora Wakefield. I'm gonna play that intro again. I want you to look at the images on the side and tell me that Endora is not eating these other fucking models up. Are you ready? Did you all see that? Also, let me play that one more time. Interesting. Let me change that back to this. So that's one of the new poses, but that is one of the new poses that if you don't get the angle right, it really does not work. So very intrigued. Seriously, Kylie, this might be even more of a dark horse than Endora. There's something in my eye. Because Endora for me, let me just quickly go through their info as well. Endora Wakefield uses they, them pronouns, and was actually the Patreon judges pick, which is, ooh, very interesting to me. So, Endora Wakefield was the only model that multiple Patreon judges voted for. Every other Patreon judge, it was all spread out across all of them. This was the only model. I was just gonna say that somehow the L is slightly better. The left one, exactly. The way that the angles, I'm telling you, I'll wait till we get into the season. The angles change things immensely. So this beautiful sim was created by Adoring Terror. Now, you will all know Adoring as a previous competitor in both the regular season and All-Stars with their model Musa Winx. Now, in their original season, Musa Winx was a first out. In All-Stars, Musa Winx almost made it to top 4. That's a fuck it. We fell in love with Musa Winx. So with Endora Wakefield here, it almost feels like the Musa Winx victory lap of I'm back, don't sleep on me this time. That's kind of what it feels like for me, which is maybe why I've got that sort of feeling like they're a little bit of an underdog. But that is the first half of this cast. So if I go, because I don't want to reveal everything that's in my little wheelhouse, if I go back to my little thing and then get in the second half. Now, this whole cast is pretty stacked, but we're about to get to some of my suspected heavy hitters this season. Some of the models that I think are going to just... Why is my camera just really hating my face today? I don't know how you remember every detail of past models. I think it helps that I spend so much time prepping all of these things, working out all these things, knowing who's done what, who's done where, that it's sort of second hand information for me. I'm not sitting here actively remembering a lot of these things. It's more just because I've been so immersed in it, things sort of come back to me. When I see the name Adoring Terror as someone who is adoring but terrifying, I get these glimpses of previous things that I've seen them in, or things that they've done, or submissions they've made, and also have to have my little database. So if I want any information on what Adoring has done throughout all of the seasons, I just click on their name and it comes up with everything they've ever been linked in my databases. So lots of information, muscle memory, but with memories. Yes, it's a really good way to put it. I didn't even think about that. But yeah, it's kind of a muscle memory. I like that actually, muscle memory of memories. Okay, so jumping back over, first up, you all know them, you all fear them. It is Z's fantastic creation, Donna Obscura. Where's my sounds? Now, is he glitchy for anyone else or just me? Uh-oh. Am I fine or am I glitchy? Everything on my end seems to be okay, but maybe I'm just not paying enough attention. Slay. Okay, so with Z, this particular creator, wonderful Z Catch, has essentially been a finalist in almost every recent season of Gobby's Next Up Model. I'm gonna go through some of their creations and let you just know. Layla Lowe, who is top 3 of Crystal Ball. Then we had Bix Myth, who was an early out on season Resurrection, but ended up becoming second place in All-Stars Wonderland. We also have, if I go back to season 28, Belladonna, the person who came runner-up against A Blank, who was the front runner for the entire competition. So Z has made some really, really, really strong competitors for Gobby's Next Up Model, alongside some really amazing backdrops. But Donna Obscura is actually related to Belladonna And this is also a bit of a revenge tour because Z has made it to the finals, been in top 3 many, many times. But every season, another model just kind of comes along and sweeps out the last minute and really just sort of gets it. And there's like, fuck, like, did well all season in that final episode. Something just kind of happens. Another model just has that something, that extra oomph. So this will be interesting to see Donna Obscura come back through. So we know that Donna is going to be big competition because Z does not fuck around when it comes to these outfits and making models for Gobby's Next Top Model. And I think they're going to have some big competition. Oh, by the way, Donna Obscura uses she, they pronouns. And Donna Obscura was actually the Patreon pick. I need an ooh. The patrons actually decided on Donna Obscura. Now, I accidentally got a bit confused with some of the voting for Patreons. And when I realized my mistake, I was like, fuck, okay. So Donna Obscura actually won in the first original Patreon vote. But for some reason, I accidentally didn't count somebody's vote. I think it was literally one safe vote, which meant that I thought it was a 3-way tie, which it wasn't. It was Donna. So Donna, again, kind of came in and blitzed. And next up, we have, oh, I'm so excited for this, the wonderful Lita Valdez. I didn't, Cicada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Here is our wonderful Donna Obscura clip. Already you can see in the Donna Obscura clip, just look at this image. You get your visual of Donna Obscura. And now watch them subvert that with each different outfit. So next up, we have the wonderful Lita Valdez. Now, again, where's my sounds? Cheers! Lita Valdez was created by another one of my favorite creators for Gobby's Next Top Model, and that is the wonderful Bugaboo. Bugaboo is also a previous Gobby's Next Top Model winner. Well, cheers! So again, you know that they are big competition, huge competition. They actually won with Don Seattle for the Crystal Ball season. Bug holds the record as the only Gobby's Next Top Model contestant to win a season without winning a single challenge. And yet, Don 100% won that season. If I have I'm gonna quickly go back and just have a look at some of the other models that they were competing against on that season. Let me go to Gobby's Next Top Model. Let me go down to the Crystal Ball season. So, oh my God, I remember this season now. Yes. Don Seattle beat out 3-time challenge winner Sawyer Benitez, who didn't even make it to the top 3. That's how much consistency really played a role in that season. And so Don Seattle had a couple of, they had one top placement, a few safe placements, and they beat out Sky Sunfire, who had 3 top 2 placements and a win. And they didn't win by a little bit. They won by like 60 points. Like, it was fucked. That is the same season as Musa Winks and Bix Meth. Bix, who won a challenge and then was eliminated the next episode because of the Wheel of Chaos, along with Kiara Mora, who was also in the top 4 last season. That was a stacked cast. That cast was fucked. That cast was absolutely fucked. That was really sensational cast. I'm remembering it back. It'd be so interesting to go back and like do it again and see how the cards play out. Very, like, just wild. So we know that Lita is going to be big competition because Bug knows how to make a winning fucking model. Now, Lita was actually Angel's pick, the Angel Judge pick. Lita uses she, her pronouns. And I think Lita is going to be very underestimated because Lita doesn't necessarily go with the big, the grand, the outrageous, the massive, the sort of like super out there, which really, really lends itself to consistency and working with more backdrops. So I'm really excited for this. And Quokka, hello, how you doing? Wearing black, amazing dark hair, stunning smile. Also, hi Aaron. Yes, this is Lita. Everyone say, hi Lita. Lita, say it back. Don't be fucking rude. Don't be fucking rude. So I'm very curious to see what Lita does. Did I play Lita's video? I did. Let's play it one more time, because why the fuck not? So next up, we have some more really big competition, and that is I think this is going to be a heavy hitter. I'm calling it now. I think Edgar Thraven is going to be a really, really big competitor this season. Now, Edgar Thraven was created by our current reigning champion, Mystical Quinny. So round of applause, Mystical Quinny! And was chosen by Leah, which is interesting because where is the other one? Leah was chosen by Quinny and Quinny was chosen by Leah, but neither one of them told me at the same time that was what was happening. So it wasn't like a conspiracy of like, oh, like, I'll pick this one because of this. It was, here's your list. Give me your preferences 1, 2, and 3. And they both just happened to actually choose each other's. Very cute. So with that being said, Edgar Thraven uses he, him pronouns. And as you know, Gobby's Next to Model has done a bit of a switcheroo in recent seasons. And we've had a lot of cisgendered male winners and a couple of non-binary male presenting winners, which has been very interesting because prior to that, male presenting was a very like rare occurrence that they would win the entire season. The only time that this has been broken in, oh my God, since literally season 28. So maybe like a year and a bit was Mystical Quinny last season with All Stars with the wonderful Tina Borg, which Tina's going to come up again in a couple of models. So Edgar Thraven, who uses he, him pronouns made by Mystical Quinny, chosen by Spicy Leia. I think this is going to be a really, really strong competitor. Makeup, divine. Quinny is a champion of champions competitor, so they've won a couple of times. Hashtag Carmen Sandiego, we'll never forget. Literally changed the game, and they competed in our Champion of Champions season, which was a charity season, which I'm very, very proud of. So, their face is very unique, their makeup is divine, and they work so well with color. Now, a lot of the backdrops we have this season don't have an awful lot of color, which means I do think Edgar's going to stand out a lot in front of those backdrops. So I'm very, very curious. I hope we get some big shots. Based on the poses, Quinny, I think we will. Based on the poses and the angles that we need for those poses, I think we will. So again, one more round of applause for Edgar Thraven! As you can see, really killing it with the green. So next up, we have another first-time competitor, Ophelia Cordeleon. So Ophelia Cordeleon, which if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly is because I don't speak French and I'm not very good at the Frenches. Ophelia uses she, her pronouns, was created by a sim-dependent woman, and was picked by Bubble TQ. Now, when Bubble picked this, I was fucking so happy. Some of the looks that Ophelia has are like so beautifully sensual yet non-sexual. It's like wild. It's wild. So you can see Ophelia here, but then when I play that video, you've got two completely different looks. It's giving like a really old school Hollywood smoky eye with a red lip, but yet there are so many other looks other than this sort of like purples. Really cool. Really cool. Italian, no. I have no clue. I barely speak English on a good day. I do not possess the skill to be bilingual at all. That is not in my wheelhouse whatsoever. Now, again, we've got a really good like balance of people who've competed before, previous winners, some like real like heavy hitter, champion of champions. I think Leah's won literally like 6 times. So we've got some like really big names. And then we've got some like first time competing. Now, a lot of people go, oh, like how am I meant to go with like my first time competing? You would be surprised how many first time competitors win Gobby's Next Top Model or knock out some heavy hitter competitors. Keep in mind, some of these people may have won quite a few, but each of them have only won maybe once or really few and far between. So it's not like one person every single season is winning back to back to back to back, which again has me very curious because this season, I think if we did this season 3 different times, we'd get 3 different winners. So I'm very curious about that. So everyone, please say a massive congratulations to Ophelia Cordeleon! Slay. Okay, these videos seem to be working. I'm good. I love that. First timers keep things fresh. I love the mix of everything because if it's all first timers, it feels a little bit too much. It feels a little too like frantic. There's no sort of like control model to be like, well, this is sort of, you know, what happens and how we go. If it's all people who have already competed, it's a little bit like, oh, okay, like it'd be nice, you know, to have like a fresh perspective. If we have too many winners in the season, it's a bit like, well, what's the fucking point, you know? So I really, again, one of the things in terms of diversity that I look for a casting is not just diversity of the models, but also the creators, to make sure that we've got a good mix of new creators with people who've won before, with really like established veteran competitors, with people who've competed maybe a couple times but haven't won. So there's a lot of balancing that goes into casting Gobby's Next Top Model. I'm saying it now, and I know that you most likely all agree with me, but going into this season, I think the model to beat is absolutely going to be Ion X27. Just wait for this fucking model introduction video, these photos. Don't start with me. That fucking face. I'm gonna do it again. I'm not showing you all of the outfits, but I want you all to know this is going to be a face that if you're competing against it, you know you have to bring your A game every fucking week. Every week. There is no opportunity for you to not bring your A game. Ion X27 uses it/its pronouns, was created by Cicada CC. Now, as you all know, Cicada has actually created our previous 2 mansions for regular seasons. So they created the Season Secrets mansion, which was fucking stunning. And then they created the Resurrection mansion, which was fucking stunning. So it's really, really, really interesting to see that kind of architectural, structural skill set being applied to a model. Very interesting. Vathilda, anything goes. Yeah, Vathilda, fuck yes. So the model that I'm really like, oh shit, okay, this is the Sasha Colby, if you will, is going to be Ion X27, which also means that Ion X27 has some really big expectations to fill. Now, Ion was actually voted in by all of you. Now, Ion tied with another model for the chat pick, but obviously the other model is in the other season, which we'll get to. But you all know and really enjoyed Ion. I don't blame you. I think they're fucking fantastic. This season is fucking stacked. It's fucking stacked. And so before we get too involved in knowing all the nuances, I'm going to leave it so that everyone has a chance to make their own minds up during the season. So for one final time, let me head back over to this screen. Let us welcome the new cast for Gobby's Exit Model Gothic Chic.
It's showtime.
Ooh, girl.
You're in for a treat.
Is this the intro?
I think this is the intro. Wait, the intro to what?
Gobby's next top model. Gobby's next top.
Welcome, ladies and gentlefiends, to Gobby's Next Top Model.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
10 contestants, 1 crown. Who will take home the grand prize? Let's find out.
Who will it be? Is it me? Yes, please. I am the next top model.
Are you ready to meet the model?
Ion X27. A starred Bathory. Donna Obscura. Edgar Raven. Ember Moon. And Dora Wakefield. Greta Goth. Lida Valdez. Ophelia Cordeleon. And Spilda T.
Gobby's Next Top Model is all about diversity, inclusivity, and celebrating the world that we see around us. We want to uplift, we want to encourage, and we want to celebrate everyone, everywhere. So kick back, join in, and let's crown
Woo, woo, woo! Again, y'all fucking popped off. So this season, I see kind of being like a Titans in a sense. With that being said, we do have another cast to get to know for the Patreon season. So let me quickly replace that. Now, all of the backdrops that we toured are going to be available across both seasons. So I'll work it out sort of as I go. I do believe there are enough backdrops that there shouldn't be too many double ups, but if there are, then there are, that's fine. But if you don't see some of the backdrops in the regular season, it may be in the Patreon season. And again, if you're not part of the Patreon, don't stress. Once that season is over, and it will be a bit of a shorter season, it will be made available on YouTube for free. Because again, the whole idea is to never put anything behind like a paywall, and if you're not behind the paywall, you just don't get it. The Patreon is kind of like early access to a lot of things, and also making decisions, etc. So with that being said, the first model, and we'll go through these a little bit quicker because I want to do like a proper nice thorough thing for Patreon members. The first, where are my sounds? Where did I put it? There we go. The first model, I'm really excited this is the first one because this one I was devastated at the idea of not having them in a season. So we get it now. Drum roll, jump scare for anyone who is affected by dolls. I know that some of you do not like it, so feel free to pause, mute, close the tab for a few minutes if that's what you need to do. I totally understand. We have the wonderful, let me do another drum roll to give those people time. Juliet, created by Eclair. Fuck yes. Okay, this model, let me just, y'all. One more time. The way that she photographs is unreal. Like it literally, you just get it. You get doll. You get it. The way that she photographs is fucking perfect. So this is the wonderful Juliet, created by Eclair. Juliet uses she, her pronouns. Now, as you all know, this is an entire cast of Patreon judges and then myself. So the fact that Patreon judges can fill a season is wild to me. Wild to me. Just, y'all are way too fucking good to me. Genuinely, way too fucking good to me. So without going into too much detail about everything, because again, this is going to be more of the Patreon season, the next model that we have on our roster to look at is the wonderful Bella San Marquis. Now, Sensi has what am I trying to say? Sensi has submitted a couple of sims across many seasons of Gobby's Next Top Model. Sensi has been here since its inception. This is the first time Sensi is competing, and I'm so fucking so excited for Bella-san. Now, Bella-san for me was a model that I was underestimating until I took these fucking photos. That headshot? Oh, that could cut something. That headshot? That piercing look in the... Oh, sold. I was sold. All it took was one fucking image. I was sold. So, Eclair has competed before. This is Sensi Play Sims' first time competing. Now, Bella-san also uses she, her pronouns. I'm curious to see. I feel like Bella-san is going to be, again, a bit of a does really well consistently, and it kind of sneaks up on us that they've clocked up so many points. That's what I'm kind of expecting. I'm expecting it to be a thing where someone goes, what, hang on a second, how do they have that many points? And then we realize that they've been safe, high, safe, high, and never really landing low. Very curious about that. So next up, y'all, I need to give Jessie a fucking medal because these models are next fucking level. Jessie, I need you to stop making models that are this fucking beautiful. Now, you'll all remember Jessie as the creator of the absolutely sensational... Do I have a photo of them anywhere nearby? Because I feel like we need a photo to do it justice. I don't know if I do. Let me see. I should have one literally attached to their thing. It's going to be too small to pull up. Okay, never mind. You all remember Jessie as the fantastic creator of Kiara Mora, who I believe came in third in the All-Stars Wonderland season, beating out, and I say this with such venom, 6-time challenge winner, Ebony Lee. 6th-time challenge winner. Now, Kiara's track record was very impressive. Again, they did not, at any point, not look fucking incredibly beautiful and stunning. So, we know that Jessie knows how to make a fucking model. The proof is in the pudding. Look at that face. Look at that face. Look. These other models better watch out. Now, Dahlia also uses she, her pronouns. I should do the pronouns at the beginning. I was just thinking that makes a bit more sense. But Dahlia is another one for me to watch out for. But Dahlia, for me, maybe is going in with some high expectations because I know what Jessie can do and I know how good Kiara Mora is. So I've got big expectations for Dahlia. Next up, we have something that has not happened for probably coming up to maybe 3 years in Gobby's Next Top Model history. We have now, the Thilda Nightblood was created by me. We have not had a Thilda since, or a Gobby's Gaming creation since like maybe season 7 of Gobby's Next Top Model, which would have been within the first 2 months. Because, and this is why I love this so much, Gobby's Next Top Model used to be mostly my submissions because there were only 1 or 2 people who would submit for Gobby's Next Top Model. I still loved it. I still had a fucking great time. But back in the day, in order to finish off the cast, I would have to create models. So we'd do that all in like the casting stream. And then later that week, I would do an entire season in 1 episode. I would do an entire season in a single stream, which is why it took so long to get to this point now where like Gobby's Next Top Model for 1 season spans multiple months like a regular TV show, right? It used to be, the time it would take us to get through a single season now, we had already done 2 All-Stars. You can actually see these seasons on YouTube, the early ones. They are on YouTube as well, so you can see like how much has changed. Actually, let me see if I can pull up season 1. I know that I do this all the time, but it really does blow my mind. Literally right here. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly turn off the music and I'm going to why isn't it working? No. Let me quickly go to this team. Give me 1 second. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Okay, beautiful. So I'll keep the volume on. No,
Next Top Model.
we'll have this
Follow?
up here.
Wow,
Oh,
thanks so much.
This
And also, Nelly Nelsons, or Nelly Nelsons, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome to the House of Gobussi. We cannot wait to corrupt you. Or if you're already corrupted, you're in the right place. Welcome in. It is so lovely to have you.
whole day has now completely changed.
Oh my God, the old music. That was the old intro to Gobby's Next Top Model. That was the whole thing. That was like the trailer.
Has now completely
Are you
changed.
ready?
I'm very can you see how excited I am now? We definitely need to have this lovely
So I would
lady.
just
Oh
go
my God,
through-
the university gals, of course.
My own Sims.
Olivia, we've got a lot of white people and I'm not happy about that. I think she's got a
Good. All right, good start, Aaron. Good start.
we should just get a photo
So
of
we
all
would
of
just
them to
use the
begin with.
original-
Oh, we've got a
Look.
pose on our hand.
But this is also the start
Push
of
the limits. Oh, they're done.
The skill
so there will be
challenges?
different levels. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we might have had our first distinguishing factor. So I think what we should do, a photo shoot and a challenge.
I'm literally making it up as I go.
And then judge based on the 2 of them. Oh my God, we need to do a dance challenge.
Judge
as
based on the
well.
2 of them.
Why
Okay, well
am I
that
so
changed.
Stupid. We should have a comedy challenge. We'll do a cooking challenge.
Oh yeah, I would actually go
Painting
through and choose
challenge.
them.
Yes.
Oh my God, Bubble's gonna froth. This is when we used to lock the other models in a vault, and let them die.
Don't finish it, then they just don't finish the painting. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look at these pictures.
And
Based
so
on these
oh my God, this
images,
is the start of the wall.
is our
Oh my gosh, I literally put it outside the
We need to
house.
have a separate. We need to have a photo wall. This was our first week. This was how it works. I love.
Just straight into the pyramid. Wild! Oh my gosh! Look at this shit!
Amina, followed by Stella and Kennedy. Then we had Safe but Not Thriving. Veronica, Gracie.
Safe but not thriving. Oh, darling. And so we just kept going back and forth. We changed the little things. This has so many like pillars of what Gobby's Next Top Model has turned into. Not that being the one that pauses. Oh my God, the cursed cooking challenge where everyone would just like burn themselves. The singing challenge. This was before points, right? This is before
and
points. This
Stella.
is just...
For me this week, it's Amina. She knows she's beautiful, but it's soft. There's like a softness in her eyes. Oh my God.
Look at my little face. I'm having the time of my life.
But I love that we're doing this with Sims, for goodness sake. Which means that Amina, that is her 3rd win at this point. If you don't
Out of like 4 weeks, right?
win, you're in the bottom. We need to then look at this.
Oh my God, it was so short too. Wild. Anyway, this is all here alongside, this is season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 All-Stars, and then 6, 7, 8, and then another All-Stars. This is back when I used to edit them. Obviously that's not a thing anymore because that's just so much work. I'd be editing down like 3 to 4 hours of footage into like a 20-minute video. It just didn't work. It just didn't work. It's not sustainable. That is like a full-time job trying to edit that kind of stuff. So anyway, if you're interested in that, it is there. Well, how do we get onto this? Right. It has been so long. Let me cut the track again. Oh, never mind. There we go. It's been so long since I've submitted for Gobby's Next Top Model, so kind of wild. But here we have Vathilda. I love Vathilda, very proud of Vathilda. Pronouns are Vathilda and Vathilda, because Vathilda transcends our understanding of the world and people. So someone, I believe it was Hamlet's mentioned like, will it be unfairly skewed in Vathilda's favor because I'm Vathilda's creator? And also, Sensi, I did see you pop it in. Hi, my love. We just had a look at Belisande. I'm not sure if you saw, but we had a look at Belisande. I believe that I will be impartial. I think you will all clock very quickly if I'm not being impartial. And I have no desire to like rig the system so that I can win, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter to me which sim wins. Of course, I like really get into the season, but it doesn't necessarily change anything for me whether the person I want to win wins or doesn't. Like, I don't get anything if my favorite wins. Does that make sense? Like, there's no like incentive for me to make my favorite win. And trust me, if there was, more of my fucking favorites would have won. Ebony Lee. Toya Benitez, sorry. All these names getting caught in the back of my throat. Because again, like, just because I want a model to win doesn't mean that they're the winner of the season, and doesn't mean that they're any more deserving than the person who actually won. Because if Ebony won, while they were my pick to win, the winner was Tina Borg. Like, Tina fucking devoured that season. So Tina's the winner. Like, we're not going to take that away from Tina. We're not going to take that away from any of the winners. Just because I liked another model doesn't mean that they aren't also incredibly deserving and the rightful winner of that season, because those are the rules. I don't choose the winner. We all choose the winner. Justice for Belinda. Look, don't even get me started. Icon season coming soon. Next up, we have, created by the wonderful Proddy Babe. Oh, I need to click it here, not there. Atom Ambit! Where's my sound? Woo! And Sensi, I'm really good, my love. I'm really, really good. How are you? I'm tired. I was very busy last week, obviously setting all this up, but very happy with it. Very, very worth it. The fact that I can have... Wait, did I play Vathilda's video? I think I did. I did. Atom Ambit! That fucking look at the photo where I am. Look at this one. Delicious. So Catherine had a really funny sort of thing where they wanted to start a counter for how many times I am going to stumble over Atom Ambit and either say like Adam Ambit or Atom Lambert. Literally, Catherine, literally what I'm saying. Can't wait to see how often Aaron says the wrong name for Atom. very, very mean-coded to do that. So maybe I do need to start a little timer. Now, Atom is actually the only member of the Patreon cast that uses he, him pronouns. The only member, apart from Splendid Mama, who uses all pronouns, Adam is the only cast member representing the he, hims. So very interesting. I'm curious to see it. I think Adam's gonna be a real favorite. I see Atom being a real favorite. And not to take away from any of the other models, but Atom being the only male presenting sim immediately makes him stand out, and it's for really good reasons. I think Adam's going to do very, very well. So Adam, like I said, was created by the wonderful Proddy. Now, Proddy has competed many, many times before. Proddy is the notable, like, you know how in Drag Race, 5th place is kind of like the fan favorite, the one that everyone loved, the one that everyone wanted to do really well. You're talking your sort of Bendela Cremes, your Cartiers, like really, really iconic positioning. Proddy has had that exact position twice. And I believe it was back to back with Fel Gibson, and then it was with the beautiful Ashera Snow, if I'm remembering the pronunciation correctly. Ashera Snow. Or Ashera. It was Ashera or Ashera. Maybe the pronunciation is a little iffy for me. Because, you know, me with my bloody Aussie accent, making it bloody difficult. But in season 28, we had Fel Gibson coming in 5th place. And then in season 29, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in 5th place, Ashera Snow. What the fuck? What the fuck? Back to fucking back. Wild. So, with that being said, let me go back to here. I'm curious to see, is Adam going to also come in that iconic 5th place, or is Adam going to break the cycle? Not that we still want Adam to be like iconic, we still want Adam to be like a fan favorite, but we wouldn't be mad at like 4th, 5th, 3rd, 4th, 3rd, not 5th. We don't want 5th, 2nd, or even 1st. But Adam's got some stiff competition. This is a stacked cast as well. Speaking of stacked casts, next up, iconic. We have Splendid Mama, created by the wonderful 80s Glitter. Now, Splendid Mama uses any pronouns. It says here they, them. Let me just double check. No, I believe it's any pronouns. I could be wrong, but I believe it's any pronouns. Splendid Mama is the creator of Belinda and Brenda. So we've had a wonderful blue sim, a wonderful red sim, and now we've got a wonderful green sim created by Atheist Glitter, who you should all go and check out for Atheist Murder Manor. That's all I'm saying. Oh, not Athie. I mean, Athie does eat, but Athie ate that. Ate that Pepsi, that's for sure. So, the wonderful Atheist Glitter, please go and check them out for Atheist Murder Manor. Creator of Splendid Mama, I'm really, really curious to see how they go, because based on this video, this little model intro, their outfits can be so wildly different. We're talking like different hairs, different outfits, different colors, different aesthetics. It's really sort of like wild card entrance every single time. We don't really know what we're gonna get. And that makes them unexpected. It makes them unpredictable, which makes them interesting. Very, very interesting, because each week we're like, well, what the fuck is Splendid Mama gonna pull out this week? Mama. So I'm very excited about that. And last, but by absolutely no means least, it is also a Champion of Champions competitor, a previous season winner, a previous season runner-up. It is the one, the only Cookies Are a Catherine food. Now, as you all know, Catherine is not here. Noir was the other model that that all of you voted as your pick. Noir was tied with Ion, who, as you all know, is who I think is the one to beat in the other season. And I think Noir might be the one to beat in this season, based on the fact that if you're keeping up with Ion, you must be doing something right. You must be doing something right. Now, Noir Nightingale is very interesting. From recollection, and I could be very wrong, there is not a lot that sways from this color palette, which I think is going to work in Noir's favor for consistency, for the backdrops. I think Noir's going to be very interesting. Now, Noir uses she, they pronouns. Like I mentioned, was created by Cookies Are a Catherine Food. This season is going to be on Patreon only. So Patreon members will be able to watch this season. I will be filming it. It'll be much shorter than a regular episode. It'll be a bit more like condensed. And then you'll be able to vote on all the photos and things, similarly to literally everything else. Now, you can access this at any level of the Patreon, obviously, but if you are not part of the Patreon, if you don't have the disposable income, of course, as you all know, I ask you not to do things like that. So if you're just wanting to watch the season, it will actually be all available on YouTube for free after it's fully aired on the Patreon. And this particular thing is going to follow a similar All-Stars format. And it's going to kind of be our like trial run for how do we do concurrent seasons or like off-peak seasons, mini seasons, if you will. Think of it like an all-winners season. Think of it like a first outs season. Think of it like an icons season. Think of it like inviting certain creators to do something for like a charity event kind of thing. So I'm really excited about this. In terms of like the new poses, I've already got that all worked out. If anyone's like, but what about this? What about this? I promise you, I've already got it worked out. Or if I don't, I'll work it out as we go. This is kind of like the go with the flow season, you know? The big structure comes with our regular seasons. This season can be a bit more sort of go with the flow. So, in terms of the mansions that we will be using, there are 4 mansions across both seasons. Catherine has a different house for each season. Both seasons are in the same save file. Now, the reason I wanted to do that is because I think it's going to be very interesting for each season to have a day in between each episode, right, in Sims time, to either take care of themselves, to do things, to not do things, so that it's not like, oh, my Sim was really struggling last episode and nothing's changed, so they're going to struggle this episode. There is time in between for them to either do good or not do very good at all. For them to develop some skill or to not work on any skills. To catch up on sleep or to continue to refuse sleep. So that's going to be an interesting element. We'll see how it goes. The Catherine houses are across the road from each other, but the actual season houses are in different worlds. You know what? Let's actually go into the save file. Why not? Why not? Let's go into the save file. Let me go back over to... Wait, I didn't introduce one of the models. I just realized I didn't introduce one of the models because they were submitted a little bit later. Let me quickly go back in. Now, I said Noir was the model to beat in this season, and I stand by that. Actually, let me go back to this screen. However, there is another model that was submitted after we came up with the idea for the Patreon Judges season that I think is probably one of my favorite model submissions ever. This model is so beautiful that I genuinely was like, oh, I'm gonna actually use that model in one of my saves. I'm actually going to introduce them to my other sim. I don't think I've done that apart from using Angel's submission for the daddy season, because genetically I was like, well, they're really fucking stunning and I would like really stunning children, so I'm going to use that model. Please pull your hands together, drum roll, for Ari Reigns. Where's my little video? You guys know the video first. Did y'all see that motherfucking headshot? I'm sorry. Did y'all see that motherfucking headshot? Are you? This pink hair is so striking. Now, we actually did not get to tour Ari because they were not part of the original submission group, considering that they were submitted afterwards. So we're gonna have a quick little look through, This model is so, I cannot express to you how or why I find this model so beautiful, but there is something about that pink fucking hair. That pink hair with these beautiful like light eyeshadow tones. Oh. Like, look, I'm smitten. Now, Ari was created by the fantastic Jackie, also known as Temple. Ari uses she, her pronouns. And I think Ari is about to give these other Sims a run for their money. Look at this fucking face. The legs. Everything about Ari. Look at this face with the hair. So team, Ari Reigns. Fucking hell. Y'all, every fucking season. So again, this wonderful cast is going to be the Patreon season. Oh, I'm already on that screen. Aaron, you pressed the wrong button, you silly sausage. Let's go to this one. I'm going to go out to the main menu and show you the save files. We're just going to have a look at what house is for what. And I'm going to explain why I chose particular houses and why I didn't choose others. Because there are very particular reasons. Let me go into this one here. I have to remember not to save this at the end. Okay. So, if I go back over here, the first house with our stream cast, the house that you'll be seeing every single week, I wanted to choose something a little bit different to what we usually go for. And I decided that I think the most out there option, no, none of you are allowed to be cheerful, no, would be the incredible bed and breakfast. Let me go up here, close this up. You all remember this one. We walk in this front door and are blown, oh, there we go, thank you very much, blown away. Excuse me. Thank you very much, Lee. By this incredible entrance. Now, the reason I liked this is because it is unlike any mansion that we have used in previous seasons. It's very cluttered in terms of there's so much going on. There's not really a lot of room for them to all move around, which I also love. It's got a few maze-like elements. Every model has their own individual room. All of their beds have actually been set already. And I think this is going to prove very interesting for how they interact not only with the mansion, but with each other. Let me go back out here. I've placed it here in this lovely little grove surrounded by a wonderful little graveyard. I thought that was really cute, really fun. Now, there will also be throughout the seasons commands for each model's creator alongside commands for each mansion creator. So for example, with this incredible mansion, if we go back to lots, when you use like exclamation mark mansion, it will have the obsidian bed and breakfast pop up like in the little thing alongside giving credit to the wonderful Skylora Hawk. And that'll also be for every model, etc., etc. So that everyone will have a little like credit that you can use at any time throughout the things. If it's during a photo shoot or you're not sure. That was really important to me because it's something that I try to give credit to as I'm speaking, but naturally with not only ADHD, but with all of the different sort of things that go on with streaming, sometimes they get like a little bit missed. And I go back and I think, fuck, like I didn't thank the creator of the house, or fuck, I didn't thank this person, or I didn't give credit to this person correctly, or all of those different bits and pieces. So I wanted to make sure that people actually got the credit that they deserve. And also beep, hi beep, welcome in. So the wonderful Skylora Hawk, who has created our obsidian bed and breakfast, is the mansion that we will use for our stream season. Our regular weekly stream season. We won't go into too much detail because you'll see it all throughout the season. Now, something that will be a little bit different, which I'll explain after we view the next one, we go to Manage Worlds, is that a really, really major element of the season will be different. If I go to Newcrest, we have this gorgeous, now I was really annoyed because the 40 by 30 lot could only really properly go in the other place. We'll get to that in a second. It was in Forgotten Hollow, and the other one was in... Where is it? Moon. Yes. Angel! Angel, my love, hello, how you doing? I hope the children are not making you want to rip your fucking hair out. The next mansion for the Patreon season is this fucking fantastic build. Wait for it to load in. You'll know it. You'll love it. It gives me charmed vibes. It gives me everything. I'm actually home today because I'm sick. You know what? Fair enough. Sick of the kids? I thought so. This fantastic mansion was created by Sim Dependent Woman, who is kind of the MVP of this season, with the backdrops, with the mansion, with the models. So you'll remember this as the ultra dark mansion. There was no way I could not have this in the season. No way, Jose, that this was not going to be featured at some point. I am obsessed with how dimly lit this whole thing is. Now again, patrons will get a really good look at all of this because of obviously the Patreon season. So again, this will also have its own little credit of Sim Dependent Woman's fantastic creation. Round of applause. Which leads me to the other two mansions that we will be using, which are in Newcrest, which are the Patreon Safe House, created by Naya, and the Patreon Safe House, or not the Patreon, the Streamcast Safe House, created by Cicada. This mansion is one of the best things I have ever seen created on Gobby's Next Top Model, and I needed it to live on for longer than a single Gobby's Next Top Model season. So this is also the house that I, with permission from Cicada and Catherine, plan on using for my Vathilda and Vlad playthrough. my Vathilda and Vlad love story that I would actually also really like to stream another day of the week. So I have big plans for this house, and you will be seeing a lot of this house. And I thought, to make it fair and to give everyone like the ability to sort of be seen, it made more sense to use other houses for the season, knowing that this was going to have its own like probably like multi-year long series of Vathilda and Vlad like falling in love, raising a bunch of like vampire children, the whole shebang. So we've all seen these houses. We don't necessarily need to go back into them because again, we won't really be looking at them during the season. But if you remember correctly from the build casting, which will be up on YouTube, but just for some reason, decided I didn't like the video file I decided to use. Like a piece of shit. This was the mansion, Naya's mansion, that I was like, I need to live here. I need to live here. It was fucking stunning. And we all remember Cicada and Catherine's creation with the accessible portal that actually it fucking works. It functions and it fucking works. You should make Vathilda a D&D character, please, and thank you. Angel, if only I was already planning a Baldur's Gate stream with Vathilda and maybe one or two other creators who host sister shows to Gobby's Next Model, if only. So I'm excited to use this mansion in the Vathilda and Vlad playthrough. Now, you may be wondering, what the fuck is this? Like, what the fuck is this? Well, let me show you. And Sim Dependent Woman, I'm not sure. So, Vathilda... I'm playing the Dark Urge currently. I don't know if Vathilda would predate... Without, like, spoilers, I don't know if Vathilda would predate the Dark Urge's origin story, if that makes sense. I feel like the Vathilda that I think of was at, like, the start of everything. The beginning of the universe and the sentience of the universe. So I've got to work out timeline-wise whether I think that would hinder the storyline of Vathilda not remembering who they are, because I feel like Vathilda not remembering who they are would be a bit, you know? Okay, but real talk, when are we playing Baldur's Gate 3 when I'm done with placement? Thank you. Angel, would you like to start Baldur's Gate, or would you like to finish Sons of the Forest and then start Baldur's Gate? And if you say both, yes. Great, love that. Something different this season is that the models will actually not be taking their photographs in the house. They will come to a specific photography lot that has every single backdrop preloaded, ready to go, which means that every model will need to be awake and ready at 8 a.m. to teleport over. And as they're waiting for their turn, they will be allowed to use this area here. Now, naturally, you can see there will be no cooking, no fires interrupting photo shoots. There is no extra decor to make them feel great or to make them feel awful. It is a neutral place for them to wait. They can read. They can watch TV. If they're sneaky, they might be able to get into certain moods. They can go to the toilet. They can shower. But we fucking know they won't. So they have all the means to do this. And it also means that I can just go back and forth here, not find them in the house. They don't get distracted. I'm really curious to see how this plays out. Really curious. This saves me from going in and out and trying to rearrange certain things. Not that it was like time consuming, but I like the idea of it all being here because again, these same photo shoots we'll be using for the Patreon season. And if you remember correctly, these were actually opposite the 2 houses that contain the eliminated models, which means that we may see characters that have been eliminated just sort of walking on up and hanging around, walking around the street, and that there's always a little bit of pressure that if you don't really want to do well in the photo shoot, you're kind of being watched by everyone else who wished they got to be in that photo shoot. So this is an interesting addition that I think will be it'd be cool to see how this sort of pans out. Very, very cool to see how this sort of pans out. And without giving away any other secrets for the season, I believe that that is actually the season's prep. Are we going to see Sims falling off that cliff? I hope not, Proddy. But if we do, I'm at least glad that we could bear witness to it, you know? I'm at least glad that we got to see it with our own eyes. So as you can see, there's a lot going on at the moment with like all this prep. As the seasons continue, I hope you'll be able to see that like, although there's a lot going on and there's a lot of work and I'm throwing a lot of info at you now, this is also like stuff that will span across 1 or 2 months worth of streams. So it's not all going to happen next week. It's literally going to, oh my God, my hair looks wild. It's actually going to sort of transpire across the entire season. So while there is a lot going on, I think it'll space itself out really quite nicely. I'm really excited that we have a second season set up ready to go concurrently. That I don't have to change over videos in between episodes. I don't have to do any of that. Are there any other things I want to show you on here? No. There is this lovely addition, which I will show you. So this is obviously our streamcast. This screen will not exist for the Patreon stream because I am not asking our wonderful panelist judges to be available for a second season. It's simply there if they would like to vote, but they do not have to. But what I have done is created a lovely ability to have any of our judges on any particular side. So any combination of our judges will be here. For example, if it's only Angel 1 week, then it is only Angel. If it is only Bubble 1 week, then it is only Bubble. If it is Bubble and Angel, then we've got this. Or if it's Bubble and Angel, we also have this. So there's ways that I can change things over and change things around alongside our extra. What if it's all 3 though? Well, we only have 2 on call because I've learnt my lesson with having all 3 of you. My goodness gracious. Learn my lesson. Angel would never be on Aaron's right shoulder though. That's the good side. Well, I disagree. I think Angel perching on my right shoulder is exactly where I want them to be. It's sort of like the problem is, if I have Bubble and Angel, let me pull this back up. If I have Bubble and Angel, technically, despite Angel's name, Angel should still have the devil on this side. Shit, the devil. Angel should still have the 2 little devils similar to Bubble. They have very similar devilish-like energy, but my brain couldn't handle Angel having the name Angel and then not having the little angel emoji next to it. Whereas with Leah shouldn't have the angels. Leah should have the pepper, the spice for spicy Leah. So I've really just fucked myself round. I've really just fucked myself over the entire time. Who would have thought? Who would have fucking thought? So obviously that means that there are spaces on either side and it doesn't matter whose is who. Is there anything else I want to show you? I've shown you the new Judges trailer. Angel, I'm assuming you saw the new Judges trailer? The opening intro is the same. We still have our season winner videos, our winner videos, the intros. The eliminations are still the same. I can't show you that There's another thing I could show you, but I can't. The placement pyramid is still the same. I think that's all I can show you without revealing the actual season secrets. There will be some adjustments to the channel points as well. Some very slight adjustments. I love this has become just like a seminar on like all the things to expect in the upcoming season. But there will be some, I'm gonna make create a dashboard. There will be some channel point setting changes. They can't be on the right side. Can't or won't. Maybe they, you know what? Maybe they don't want to be on my shoulder. Maybe they want to sit just on me in general. Not in a sexual manner. Just, Aaron, stop talking. You're making it worse for yourself. So, I believe the new pose is the same. There will be two new, actually there's a couple of new Gobby's Next Top Model channel points, which will be very interesting. Two of them I can't reveal what they are. One of them is the opposite of a point bonus point. It is a point deduction. So you can actually redeem that to, I'll probably start a fight in the chat, but to remove a point from a model that you think maybe is doing just a little bit too well. And of course we'll have that for the random bonus point as well. The bonus points are a lot cheaper this season. I think they're probably about half of what they were last season. The bonus points are great, but I think they could be a lot more powerful. And so I've made them a lot cheaper. Alongside the replace a bottom model. Replace a bottom model is now a lot cheaper. The only things that are not cheaper are obviously the saver model from elimination and a double elimination. Those are always going to be big ticket items. But the others, the most expensive Gobby's Next Top Model channel point outside of those two is only going to be 3,500. That's the most expensive channel point. So being cheaper, are there limits? There are, but for the bonus points, I have also upped those limits. So with the new pose, there is still limits on the new pose because I do want you all to struggle. I do want you all to have to like strategize about where you're going to give new poses to. And also because I do think that when we get beyond the 3 new pose point, it kind of just becomes a bit like, it's not as effective for the model to have like 7 poses versus like, well, you've got 3 opportunities. So like, let's fucking, you know, there's still some stakes in the matter. So all will be revealed. Oh my God, we've got the Wheel of Chaos, of course. That's going to be interesting. The wheels also have some changes. Patrons know about that. But other than that, next week is the first episode of Gobby's Next Model, the stream casting. The stream cast, not casting. We've already, this is the casting. I'm very excited. I'm very nervous because obviously I've put in a lot of like work. So I just hope that it all pays off. I hope that it all runs smoothly and that it all pays off. I think it will, but you never know. We will also be doing a giveaway next week of the Sims kits. There's 2 new kits. We'll be doing a giveaway next week for those as well. It'll be the first episode. We are back to eliminations. What the fuck? I actually can't wait to send a model home. I'm going to be devastated, but it's going to feel so good at the same time. It's going to be like a relief to be like, yes, yes. You must fight for your place. You must fight for it. But other than that, team, I've got a little bit more prep to do, but I will leave you all to it and see you next week. What the fuck? For Gobby's Next Top Model Gothic Chic season. I'm not telling you what number it is, but episode 1. After next week, I am also hoping. No, it's Independent Woman. You're welcome. My neck just cracked. I am also hoping that after next week, I will be able to go back to maybe a few extra streams. Some of the plans I have are obviously, I would love to do Baldur's Gate stream. Here are the things that I have like in my like brain moving around. I'd love to do a Baldur's Gate stream of just me. Then I've obviously got the idea with Athie and Quinny for Baldur's Gate. Then I will need to do... I would like to do a Vathilda and Vlad kind of thing, like a Sims like storyline stream. And then we also have those potential art streams for It's Custom, where if any of you have purchased either like GobbysGayming merch through that thing or your own sort of thing that you want to be done on stream, we'll be doing those as well. So there's lots of things I'd like to do. I just have to make sure that if I do add 1 or 2 extra streams to the week, it's not going to become a thing that is so overwhelming that there's no point in me doing it because it's just stressing me out. So it'll be a balance. It'll kind of change as it goes, but I'm feeling a lot better about like workload stuff. I'm feeling a lot better about life, which is lovely. I'm feeling a lot better about balancing work with personal time, with streaming, and in general, I would like to socialize a bit more, which is very new for me. Actually wanting to socialize is new for me. So we're still working that one out. But alas, let me see who we can send some love over to. I reckon we could send some... I love this streamer. So we're going to send some love over to this wonderful person. GB! I was always hoping I'd come in and Twitch would have another sub alert for me. I'm glad it bloody didn't. Okay? I can't have you getting your way every single fucking time, Chibi. It's just not going to happen. So before we go, let me very quickly play you the 2 trailers for these current seasons. We've obviously got our regular stream season and then our Patreon season. Here we go.
It's showtime.
Ooh, girl. You're in for a treat.
Is this the intro?
I think this is the intro.
Wait, the intro to what?
Gobby's next top model. Gobby's next top.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Gobby's Next Top Model.
Oh my god, I'm so excited!
10 contestants, 1 crown. Who will take home the grand prize? Let's find out.
Who will it be? Is it me? Yes, please. I am the next top model.
Are you ready to meet the model?
Ion X27.
A starred Bathory.
Donna Obscura.
Edgar Raven.
Ember Moon.
Endora Wakefield. Greta Goth. Lida Valdez. Ophelia Cordeleon. And Spilda T.
Gobby's Next Top Model is all about diversity, inclusivity, and celebrating the world that we see around us. We want to uplift, we want to encourage, and we want to celebrate everyone, everywhere.
So kick back, join in, and let's crown
it is going to feel so weird next season, not next season, next week. Going back into like a season mode, going back into like, all right, hosting a show mode. So that'll be interesting. Of course, again, the Patreon season will be on Patreon. That'll be filmed outside of stream times. Probably I'll film it like after I've done stream, depending on where I'm at. We'll see, it might be the day after. But yes, we'll see how that goes. It's all very testing things out. But I feel really good. I'm really happy with it. I'm happy with the quality. I'm happy with the amount of like work that I know it took, but is also going to take. I'm excited Ew, not me being excited. Ew. All right, let me pop this on over here. What else was I about to say? Other than that, let me thank my wonderful Patreon members. I still need to add. And Catherine, no, we're not going to do the other one because I still want to leave like a bit of suspense for the Patreon season. I want, if you want to see it, you can come and join the Patreon. And if you don't want to join the Patreon, it'll be on YouTube eventually, so no stress. Thank you to my fantastic Patreon judges, the wonderful Atheist Glitter, Eclair, Jackie, Jessie J, and you can see all of these people compete in the Patreon season. Catherine, Proddy, and of course Sensi Play Sims. I also need to add 2 other people to our wonderful Patreon graphics, so let me give them a quick shout out and thank you as well so that I'm not forgetting. Let me go over here and let me go to, I also want to thank the wonderful Kiri Lee at the Safe Tier and Araceli Thamet, along with this independent woman, who I know I've already added but still here. I forgot to mention I received a Gobby sticker recently. Fuck yeah. I hope it's fucking good. I hope it's fucking fantastic and good. I know they're like huge too, these stickers. But thank you to all the Patreon members. Again, you're the reason why I get to literally spend an entire like a full-time hour working week building another whole thing of Gobby's Next Top Model to put on top of the already whole thing of Gobby's Next Top Model. So thank you all very much. Play the song. Fucking hell. Y'all don't even let me get through my sentence. You just want this bloody song, don't you? Well, guess what? I'm not giving it to you.
I have 60 seconds to convince you to subscribe to the Patreon, so start the clock. Go. Early access, Patreon voting, general support, community spirit. I could go on, but I'll just stop.
Well, shit, sorry.
Jake, you better subscribe to the Patreon. You better subscribe today. What? You better subscribe to the Patreon. You better subscribe today. I can't hear you. You better subscribe to the Patreon. You better subscribe today.
Ow!
You better subscribe to the Patreon. You better subscribe today.
Did somebody say more perks? No? Fuck it.
Weekly Patreon judging, voting power, model casting power, the power to select the theme of future seasons, as well as early access to season theme submission requirements, your name featured in YouTube videos and streams. You get exclusive behind-the-scenes Gobby model content. Chill out. Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe today.
Subscribe.
Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe today.
I'm like begging.
Subscribe to the Patreon.
That's much
Subscribe
harder
today.
to do it now.
Subscribe to the Patreon. Subscribe today.
Please.
Well, that is our 60 seconds up. Have I convinced you?
God, I look so good like this.
I fucking hope so. If you haven't, please feel free to check out the Patreon, and if not, that's totally fine.
I'll just go fuck myself.
So, now that you've all listened to the Patreon song, see, I'm not always going to hold out on you. I just sometimes like a bit of a tease. Speaking of a bit of a tease, this is apparently what my hair looks like when it's out a little bit. I feel like I should probably put it more on. No, you know what? I think where it was is just going to have to do. When did SRG get here? Oh no, Jack, don't make me feel... Jack, SRG. What is SRG? Oh, a construction, maintenance, and mining service. Okay. Are you trying to like dig for oil? Are you trying to say that my hair is oily, Jack? Because it is. So you're not wrong. Let me go, hang on. SRG. Construction, maintenance, and mining. Jack, I feel like I'm getting some random guy. Oh, Jack. No, cut the track. Jack. If you're gonna make intelligent jokes, I need you to know that the audience matters, okay? You know I don't have the level of intelligence to comprehend jokes at that level. So actually, I think it's rude. I think it's rude that you came in here, decided to be way too clever, make a joke that I didn't understand, and honestly, this level of selfishness, I just don't think I can't deal with how I look, but I definitely can't deal with the selfishness. I would say the audience got it. So you're saying the joke wasn't for me. I understand. It literally looks like a bird's nest. I don't understand. Would I be a middle part? I don't think I would be. Not me getting distracted of... Also, Bug, I didn't realize that you could see me in your garden. That's a bit uncomfortable for me, so I'm gonna have to move. Sam? Sam? This is my plea that you do not turn this into a GIF. I'm begging. I'm begging. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let me do 50 braids on that hair. Cicada, I'm afraid that would look like cornrows, which is not something that I feel would be culturally appropriate on my head. This is a Charlie's Angels villain. Jack with just the greasy, weird, slick back hair that looks like it should be straight, but for some reason just gets curly halfway through. Did you dismantle? No, Aaron, you shouldn't say that B word on stream. That's good. Did you dismantle the device that would potentially go explodey? And I'm not talking about my penis. Oh! Cool. I'm so glad we had this talk, everyone. Thank you so much. Why am I leaving my hair like this? You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. Why not? We live in this world. It's giving late 90s Zero's grunge pop. Would anyone say it's giving Gothic Chic? Because I think it's giving a disgusting. I think if a pterodactyl was alive and well today, it would try and pry me from the ground by my hair, by my grease. You know what? I would probably slip out with my greasiness. Even though it's not greasy, it's just a little bit wet. Because I didn't dry it properly after the shower. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. That's giving more Malsey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Crushed it. Okay, love that we've done that now, team. I love you all. I'm gonna pop us over to the wonderful planet Kenya. They are currently playing Palia. Stan. Palia is a game that I know a lot of you really enjoy. I gave it a go. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like my brain was splitting in half trying to understand Palia, but alas, it's giving short brunette Kurt Cobain. I feel like I should know who Kurt Cobain is. What it's giving is something I probably just shouldn't. This is just not the look for me. I'm sorry. It's just not the look for me. All right, let us send the love over to the wonderful planet Kenya before Angel tells me that I'm a terrible person for not knowing who Kurt Cobain is. Bubble will never talk to you again. Well, don't tell Bubble that I don't know who Kurt Cobain is. You can smooth this over for me, Angel. You can smooth this over. I believe in you, okay? I believe in you. I just need you to believe in me. All right, let me quickly go to this over here. So I will see you all next week for episode 1, which is very exciting. Actually, I'm seeing that Kenya is having a little bit of an issue with lag. So maybe I've just seen that another friend of ours. Yes. Okay, cool. Another friend of ours is live. So we're going to go and send the love over to a little Rusty. All right. And again, I'm hoping that after like next week, I'll be able to do some more streams, which would be lovely. If anyone needs the raid message, we have this here. We've got follow it. That's not it, Aaron. That's it. Wonderful. So feel free to copy and paste that message. I'll see you all next week for episode 1. Thank you to our fantastic mods. Delicious. Wonderful. I'm really excited. It's finally time. It's finally time for the freaking season. Very, very exciting. Very fun. Thank you all for hanging out. I appreciate every one of you. Thank you all for behaving today. This was lovely. I know this is really condescending, but thank you for behaving. I appreciate it. My hair is just, she's feeling some type of way to this is it. This is the look. This is the look. This is the look. Okay. I love you all. I'm going to pop you on stream ending. I will see you all next week, and I'll see you all across the internet until then. Goodbye, everybody.
Welcome to a calm and radiant space.